talk to us. The police and the forensic teams are on site as we speak because of this. And we understand at the stage it's a low intensity blast. Typically, when in a blast like this, a city-wide alert is sounded off, isn't it?
Yes, it is very sad to know that. And it's a very, that also in Chandigarh BJP office, whether it is low intensity blast or blast, it is the blast. So it's a serious matter. Of course, everybody is attending to it, the forensic team or everything. But why did it happen? That's most important thing, because that's what we need to look into, that why did it happen there only.
But also tell us, in terms of security, what is the protocol when a blast like this takes place?
The protocol is that, of course, when the blast takes place, the first point is to reach the spot, do the protection of the scene of crime, and then start investigation, scientific investigation, and at the same time alert the UT and the neighboring states, so that, and then the teams which will look into CCTV cameras, look into the cameras around the blast site, and scientific evidence, forensic evidence collection, and then coordination between various agencies or surrounding states as well as at the level of Delhi, so that everything is, the team at the ground is communicating time to time any information which they gather from the spot, because it's very important that we know what happened on the spot, and that is conveyed to the other teams, so that if there is any possibility of nabbing the culprit, identifying the vehicle, the scooter, small scooter which was involved, or whatever else it was involved, that's very important on the scene. Then communication, identification, and communication.
I was just looking at the data, Mr. Dillon, and then it says that there have been recent public safety incidents in Chandigarh, where there was a gas pipeline fire in Sector 36-37 again, which was as recent as the month of March, which is just concluded. Could this have been a public safety hazard?
No doubt about that. That blast and this blast, the difference between, we have to identify whether there is any linkage to sabotage there also and here also. So it is clearly a public safety. This BJP's office is otherwise high security type of place where regular monitoring is done for the security, because no doubt it's a political office. It's the office where it is part of the NDA. There is a government of India. And then the Chandigarh directly falls under the Home Department of Government of India. And Chandigarh is a small place where sufficient manpower is deployed. There are CCTV cameras. There is a proper surveillance. So if such a thing happens in Chandigarh, it is alarming, and we need to be very alert on that and make sure that we are able to trace this issue without loss of time.
I asked you about this public safety hazard. Is that for now there is nothing for us to believe that this was a terror-related incident?
See, if it is a low-intensity blast and if it was a vehicle involved in that, the doubt will remain that there is some anti-sabotage, there is some terrorist-related link. But ultimately, it will. That's why what I'm saying, the team on the spot, the investigation, the scientific evidence, the material evidence, the oral evidence, the team which is on the spot, the role of that team is very important to know as to what is the motive, or sometimes if there is a blast which occur because of involvement of some anti-social or anti-national elements, usually we have to monitor social media to know if there is any responsibility being taken for the same.
Right, Mr. Dillon, please stay with us. We also have Mr. Anil Sarin of the BJP now joining us on the phone line. Anil Sarin जी, हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए धन्यवाद. बताइए आपके पास क्या खबर है इस ब्लास्ट?
बम ब्लास्ट है और एक वीडियो भी सर्कुलेट हो रहा है कि कोई ग्रेनेड सुट के गया है. मीडिया को है, साढ़े को नहीं आया. ਅਗਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਦਾ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਹੈ। ਅਸ਼ਵਨੀ ਸ਼ਰਮਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਸੂਬਾ ਕਾਰਜਕਾਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਨੇ, ਪਿਛਲੇ 4 ਦਿਨ ਚ ਆਫਿਸ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸਵੇਰੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ। ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈ, ਪੁਲਿਸ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ।
ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਧਮਕੀ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ ਸੀ, ਕੋਈ ਕਾਲ?
ਨਹੀਂ, ਸਾਡੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਧਮਕੀਆਂ ਆਣਾ ਰੂਟੀਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਬਟ ਯੈਸ, ਮੈਟਰ ਆਫ ਕੰਸਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਵੇ ਤੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਬੰਬ ਬਲਾਸਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਵੇ।
ਪਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੇਲ ਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਧਮਕੀਆਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਡਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ।
ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ,
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਉਸ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਧਮਕੀ?
ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜੀ।
ठीक है
विनीत जी, विनीत जी एक बार बताएंगे भी ये एक्सप्लोजन आप यहाँ के दफ्तर में कैसे हुआ और क्या आपने सुना जब यहाँ पर बीजेपी ऑफिस के बाहर जो हुआ?
ऐसे कि भी लगभग 4:45 और 5 के बीच यहाँ एक बम ब्लास्ट हुआ और वहाँ बहुत सारा धुआं उठा, और धुआं उठने के बाद जो है चारों तरफ एक पैनिक का माहौल था। धुआं सेटल डाउन हुआ, मिट्टी सेटल डाउन हुई। तो मिट्टी सेटल डाउन होने के बाद जो है जब यहाँ देखा गया तो एक स्कूटी डैमेज थी, एक कार डैमेज थी, कार के शीशे टूटे थे, छर्रे के निशान है, दीवार पे छर्रे के निशान है। और हमें लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं ये मैटर ऑफ कंसर्न है, और पार्टी ऑफिस के बाहर ऐसा ब्लास्ट हो जाना मैटर ऑफ कंसर्न है। और पिछले 4 दिन से लगभग भारतीय जनता पार्टी के वर्किंग स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट यहीं ऑफिस में रुके हुए थे। आज सुबह 6 बजे निकले हैं, तो उसके बाद ये सब होना मैटर ऑफ कंसर्न है। बाकी अभी पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है।
सर गार्ड रहती है यहाँ पे, पुलिस रहती है?
पुलिस की गार्ड भी है, सीआरपीएफ की गार्ड भी है, लेकिन गार्ड से लगभग 15-20 फुट दूर जो है पार्टी ऑफिस की दीवार के एक कोने के पास ये ब्लास्ट हुआ है।
तो पुलिस ने अभी तक आपको बताया रीजन या क्या फाइंडिंग?
पुलिस अभी इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, पुलिस बताएगी।
Gurinder Singh Dhillon still with us. Gurinder Singh Dhillon, clearly more information coming in on this blast that has taken place outside the Punjab BJP headquarters at the stage, with the police and the CFSL investigating the blast site.
Yeah, that's very important. Of course, they are performing their duty. But as far as the BJP office in Chandigarh is concerned, or any BJP office in Punjab, the threat perception of such offices is quite high because of reasons by default. So I am sure there is a CRPF deployed, there is a security force, Chandigarh police deployed, and there will be sufficient CCTV footage available, which will help police to identify whether it was the blast, whether it was a grenade thrown, or whether it was a low-intensity blast in a vehicle, or it is a parking area. So all this is very important. Without losing time, the team which is investigating, this police team which is doing an investigation at the scene of crime, their role presently is very important. Then CCTV footage collection, etc., and then conveying to the higher authorities so that without loss of time, we are able to identify the people who are involved, and they can do something at the other place also, or they may be hiding somewhere. Then digital surveillance, technical surveillance, I'm sure even social media surveillance, everything will be in place, because already about 40-45 minutes have taken place qua the blast. So I'm sure, I wish that Chandigarh police otherwise is a capable police, and they have investigating teams which are good, and they should take help of Punjab police, because Punjab police has also a very efficient team to look into such matters for technical surveillance and post incident. So I'm sure everything is being done, and people will come to know. But at the same time, law and order situation is deteriorating. An attack on a high security office, and that also of the party BJP, it's very sad, it is very alarming, and we will have to update our security protocols.
That's what I want to ask, Mr. Dhillon, again to you as well. There's already secured, these are secured areas, party headquarters, sensitive areas like this. The questions will be raised on what kind of security is being provided to, party headquarters in Chandigarh.
See, one thing is very important, that one is the site protection, second is the surroundings, and third is the advanced intelligence. All these things, the person who are sitting inside the building or they are protecting the building, they are doing a static protection. I don't know if there is a patrolling around that office. I'm sure there will be something. So there are 3 layers involved. One is the static protection with the person concerned, whose threat perception is higher or is provided security. Then is the site protection, like this building. And then the overall security cover provided by the local police station area, and like other security patrolling, etc. That is, and above all is the human intelligence, technical surveillance and digital surveillance. Besides that, there is human intelligence. I am very sure that those people who have indulged in this act, they may have done advanced recce of the area, identified the place, and then identified the time when they can easily do it and then escape.
Initial reports at this stage are also suggesting, sir, that there was a loud blast that was heard, but could possibly be a battery explosion in scooters also.
Yeah, it is a possibility, but like the BJP person was saying, and I also feel as having served as police officer, we don't have to rule all the possibilities. The most important thing will be the team, investigating team, which is at the scene of crime presently, to preserve the scene of crime, collect the evidence, and the SSP Chandigarh or DG Chandigarh, Madam Kamardeep or Mr. Huda, they have to come forward and give the first indication as to what had happened there, because it's very important. People will be worried. If it is of course blast because of external person, then it is very dangerous for Chandigarh as well as the neighboring states of Punjab, Haryana and Himachal. So we have to be very alert on that issue. But ultimately, it will depend upon what SSP Chandigarh or DGP Chandigarh has to say after taking the inputs from the scene of crime.
Senior police officers, including Senior Superintendent of Police, Mr. Kamardeep Kaur, along with the CFSI team, are on the spot, is what we understand at this stage, Mr. Dhillon.
No, that's okay. That has to be there because she has to be there, because it's not a ordinary thing to happen in the jurisdiction of Chandigarh, because Chandigarh is directly monitored, controlled and supervised by Home Department of Government of India. So Ministry of Home Affairs will be in the loop. So there will be communication between the Ministry of Home Affairs, including Home Minister or Home Secretary, whatever. But ultimately the spot is why this spot, how it happened and how to handle it. All this has to be looked into, and then only the things will come out. So ultimately we will wait for what SSP Kamardeep, SSP Chandigarh has to say on it. And I'm happy that she's on the spot. She's alert about it. There is no option except to know what has happened on the spot. And if it's action because of some anti-social, anti-national elements or it's a terrorist attack, whatever it is, ultimately it has to be immediately reported to the media and to the press and to the people what is reality.
Typically, how long does it take from here on for the Punjab Police to address the media and tell the country what exactly has gone on over here?
See, it's very important question you have asked for your viewers also. Of course, the police and the forensic team, I don't think they will take more than 1 hour or 1.5 hours to identify whether it was an explosive blast or whether it was a blast for some low-intensity blast because of some local reasons, as you were saying, like a battery or something. This will be known to FSL without delay. Within a span of less than 2 hours, SSP can easily tell as to what is the actual cause of the blast. She or he may not be able to give a scientific report, but there will be a fair indication to the SSP as to what has happened there.
Right. So there is going to be a gap of 2 hours from now before we hear finally from them, and then the investigations into it will have to be concluded to get a finality on this, and that will also have to be done within today, isn't it? Before any kind of evidence tampering happens.
Yes, really, because it's very important, because whole India, all over India, it will be people will be want to know Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Himachal, people around, because Punjab itself is a border state. We have been facing these threats regularly, and Chandigarh, although may not be directly part of Punjab, but it's the capital of the state. And Punjab being a border state, we have a porous border now because of drones and everything. And Punjab has been facing regular threats. So it is very important for the Chandigarh police, to the SSP madam, to let the people know as to what is the reason, so that all these things go and then they can proceed with. Because scene of crime inspection, investigation is secondary part. Primary stage is point is site inspection, crime scene inspection, and having a fair idea as to what it is. FSLT is competent enough to let the SSP know as to what happened on the ground.
Especially for the people of Chandigarh, it is going to be, the next 24 hours is going to be important, because how the police will have to step up presence on the streets to ensure that there's no panic and there is no other untoward situation because of this blast, and life goes on smoothly.
Again, a very important point. That's what I'm saying. Interstate coordination, information from the scene of crime, and then the senior officers, and then deployment, activation of force deployment,